Cattle ranches and cowboys. As some settlers moved west, they made a decision to try a different career path. Rather than continue to the mines of Nevada and California, or try their luck with farming, they tried their hand at raising cattle in Texas. Cattle ranchers had the advantage of using the open range, which was government land covered with thick grass and was perfect for grazing. They decided that they could use this land to feed their herds without paying a penny for it. After raising their cattle on the open range, ranchers would send their cattle on the long drive, a 2-month journey to a railroad junction town, from which they could be sent anywhere in the country. The most common path was the Chisholm Trail, which covered the land from roughly San Antonio, Texas, to Abilene, Kansas, but was one of a number of paths used to get cattle to market. Ranchers hired cowboys as a way to move the cattle from one point to the next. While cowboys are seen as an American creation, they have their beginnings with the Spanish, who brought the idea to Mexico, where it evolved into the vaquero. The cowboy really became part of American culture in the 30 years after the Civil War, when white soldiers from both Union and Confederate armies in the war, and former African American slaves joined Mexican and Amerindians in the cattle raising business. Cowboys were typically responsible for all sorts of ranch-related tasks, but certainly became best known for their work on the long drive. They would lead up to 3,000 head of cattle along the 1,000-mile Chisholm Trail. This took a crew of at least 10 cowboys, each of whom needed 3 or 4 horses a day. Cowboys worked in shifts to make sure that the cattle were watched 24 hours a day, whether moving them in the right direction during the day or watching them at night to prevent stampedes or theft. The work was quite hard, but not well paying, as they earned about $1 a day. Much of what we believe about cowboy culture is primarily a creation of books and Hollywood. While some of the violence, such as the shootout at the OK Corral and the occasional showdown at noon that is depicted in books and movies, did take place in cow towns like Dodge City, Kansas, and across the West, rarely did it happen to the level that authors and directors would like for you to believe.